Okay, we'll get started with question one. So we have five samples within question one. To start off your equations, you can start with finding the sum of each sample. So for each one, for sample one, for example, we have the sum, which is B4 to G4 to find that. And you can also do the same each for each row as you go down. So once you get that, you can just go to the next one. Do that, or you can have the same question, add the dollar sign in between to go down and find the sum for each one. So it'll be easier just to go one by one to make sure you're correct for each and every sum. After that, you can find the averages of each sample that I found here, which is the average of one, which is the average of B4 to G4. The same thing you did for sum, just using a different function. So for each one, the average came out B5, B5 to G5, B6 to G6, B7 to G7, and then lastly, B8 to G8. After that, we're now looking for the ranges that we'll use for our X bar chart so that we have that. So within that, to find the ranges and also find the average of the averages, which was the averages of I4 to I8. We also have the ranges that are the maximum subtracted by the minimum to find the range. So for example, sample 164 and 28.5, E5, which is 75.2 and 28.6, and then F6, which is 62.2 minus 29.5. Then we have 62.4 and 32.1. And lastly, we have 85.6 minus 18.9. And after all that, you average to find the ranges, the average of the ranges, which is J4, using the function average and highlighting J4 to J8 to give you 42.2, 42.72. Within that, then we have the UCLs, which is found by using the equation of the average of the averages plus A2, which we found from the chart, which is 0.577 times the average of the ranges to get the UCL. And with that, you can drag that down. It'll be the same UCL for all of them. Then you have the CL, which is the control limit, so the upper control limit, and then we have the control limit, which is the range. The average of the ranges will be your control limit. And to find your lower control limit, you will use almost the same equation, just subtracting A2, which is 0.577 from the average of the averages and multiplying it by the average of the ranges. And now I'll show you how to get the X bar chart. So with this, you will fully highlight the range. So you see the upper control limit, and the lower control limit. Go to line and line with markers. And with that, you have your X bar chart. Change the name to X bar chart. That is for part B. And for part A, we have a histogram. To find the histogram, you put all the numbers in the sample into one column. As I've done here, you will fully highlight the entire column of all the numbers you need that are in the samples. You go to insert, you go to statistical, and you'll click histogram. And that will show you your histogram for all of your samples. You'll change the chart title, Instagram, Click OK. And there you have it. Question one. Thank you.